Okay, we're live.
We're live.
We live live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're live. Hey, Rose. Good to see you. Better face the mic.
Face the mic.
There we go. Well, just not turn away too much.
Yeah.
Morning, Joshua Lactose and Valerie Francis. Good
Hi,
to
Val.
see you.
Hi, Josh. Hi, Rose. Good morning, all. Hi,
And
Dee.
DBJ.
Victor. Shalom. Hey, a new angle for the worship today.
Yeah, it was great. It was really good.
That's very nice.
Oh, Eleanor says morning.
Hi, Alvin. Good morning, Eleanor.
You know what? When we start gathering together, together in person, It's going to be so crazy to see these babies.
I know, these little kids.
Because they change so much in a year. We haven't seen them in a year almost.
I know.
Almost. And so it'll be really interesting to see. They'll be little, little people. I know they're people, but it's just different. It's just so different. Those early years, just so much change.
True.
So I'm looking forward to seeing the babies. All the babies.
Mary, good morning.
Yeah.
Shaw, good to see you. Hey, Jace, Chris, Marcus, Grenna, good morning.
That's awesome.
Christopher,
Henry insisted.
The orchardist.
Henry insisted on rice cracker toddler snacks for communion.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, that's good. We had Ritz crackers.
We had Ritz crackers. I in the video, at my office, I have those gluten-free packets that we have for some of the people in our church who can't eat gluten. And so I break open one of those for each of our communion Sundays, and I really feel bad for you gluten-free people. It's not easy. It's not easy. I'd much rather have a Ritz cracker, right? But bless you. Hello, Ola. Hi, Derek. Good morning.
Oh yeah, good to see lots of people.
Everybody's
chiming in
with us this morning.
So
great to see you.
Good to see you guys.
So good.
Oh, it's good. We just finished our service talking about freedom.
Freedom. We started Genesis. We started launching into our series through the Bible, and it'll be good. I think it'll be good.
It is good. It is good. And you're right. We won't hit it all.
No.
That's the overwhelming thing is there's a lot in there, but this will not, the Bible's not a one and done kind of thing. It's a thing we keep coming back to. So,
Lonnie, I think those things have already expired.
Yeah.
Anyways, I made it.
Yeah, I was thinking about when the restrictions start to lift. And we do go back to church. I'm wondering, we probably won't be still able to do communion the way we used to.
Yeah, we may not be
in the beginning stages of coming back together. And I just suddenly I thought about that today. I thought, oh, wow, what are we going to do about that? Hand out juice boxes to everybody and prepackaged crackers. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I was just thinking, when we get back, we're going to still have some restrictions for a while. There'll be some challenges. So
some things to figure.
Anyways, that was on my mind. So.
Yeah. Hi, Steve. Good to see you. Good morning. You and Charity. Bless you.
So how's everybody doing today? Glad to have you here on a, bring your own communion.
Maybe. Yeah.
We might have to do that. Or if you have a few prepackaged things.
Communion Sunday. That might work really well. People bring their own stuff.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Things.
That's it. You were saying to me today, it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
Since we stopped meeting. Yeah. So you said March
next week it'll be a year.
15th was the last
Sunday
in
the building.
In the building before we took a break for just a few weeks is what we were saying.
I seriously thought it would just be a couple weeks.
Oh my goodness. But we pivoted.
And here we are.
You guys have been patient and gracious through it all and supportive.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
So we really appreciate that. And God has been good.
Yeah, he has been. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is very good.
So, so what do you got in your mind? What do you want to talk about first?
There was something we were going to talk about during the live chat. What was that?
Well, so this is just a very.
I didn't write anything down this week. Sorry.
This is just a very random kind of thing.
Right.
But I don't know.
What was it?
I don't know if people are going to want to talk about this, but So when we go into YouTube and it says premiere, like, it's supposed to say
the service
premiere at 10:30 a.m. But it says on our TV 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's way off.
So we kept and on our phones and everyone's phones, it
looks fine.
It looks fine.
10:30.
So every week I say, I need to go in and change that because I thought it was just the TV.
The TV clock.
The TV clock.
Yeah.
So we did it. It's not. It's the TV clock is right. So then we went into
our Roku. Checked that. The clock was right. We checked YouTube.
We tried to check YouTube.
It seemed like the clock was right. So I don't know. I don't know if that's something from the original. Anyways,
I don't know. So that's
just something that bugs us every time.
Something makes us
Sunday morning we open up YouTube and it says premieres 6:30 p.m. I'm like, no, it premieres at 10:30 a.m. Yeah. But anyways, it's nothing.
So if anyone has a thought about that, email us because we're all like starting to be up nights trying to figure out how we can change the time.
Anders has a random question. He says, "How's the senior center doing?" The seniors Kingsway Court high rise.
Yeah.
They're okay. Yes. I think everyone's doing all right.
We have a manager the last few months, a new manager, and she's doing great.
She's doing really well with
They're
managing
very happy
the place.
With her. Yeah.
So in that regard, it's good. I think some of the seniors are they're weary of COVID, and a lot of their social circle was regarding the church, revolving around the church and their friends there.
Yeah,
so that's been very difficult for them. But we're some people are calling and we're connecting, and every 2 weeks we send over some bread, and there's some sharing going on. And Dave and Jennifer are in the building. They really help out connecting with people, and Pastor Joanne, she's there too. And those are good things. There's some great people there, but it's weird. If you feeling it like it's wearying you, it is wearing out some of those folks too. So bless them, pray for them.
Yeah. Thank you for asking after them though. And it's true. Continue to pray. And if you have a relationship with any of those people, give them a call or send a note.
Depends on our Google location setting.
Oh, okay. Other people in our house
account region time / time zone. Okay.
A UK IP address. Oh boy. I don't know.
Chris says we've gained some folks online in our church, and Lindsay's friend from England. Hi, friend from England.
Yeah,
great to see you. If you're watching the live chat, I don't know, but it's probably what time is it in England?
It would be about that. Yeah,
evening.
We'll have to think about those things. Thank you, tech people, for chiming in.
Yeah.
They want the bank story. Do you want to give the bank story?
Bank story.
We teased that last week.
Exciting.
Well,
what
made it interesting is how, like, Darren is a very calm person. He doesn't get angry generally very easily about things. Like, he's pretty whatever. But he came home and he was like really.
I was frustrated. Okay, so the church. Every week I take a deposit. Tina collects any money that comes in, checks, those sort of things, and every week I take a deposit to the bank. And I won't say what bank it is, but the initials are CIBC. and
they still have our business.
No, yeah,
you're not bad enough.
It wasn't a big deal. But I took the money, and this past the previous week, our children's center had done a lunch, and so kids in our children's center bring change, and they bring money for the lunch. We don't deal with a lot of cash, but we had some. So I had a little baggie full of change, and it wasn't enough change to roll. It didn't. We would roll it if we had enough to roll.
You guys have done that,
and it wasn't enough. Anyways, I get to the front, get to the teller, and she's starting to do my deposit. It's a teller I didn't recognize. I never had before, helping me, and she goes, "Oh, this is too much change," and she kind of gives the baggie back to me with the change. I'm like, "What do you mean too much change?" Like, well, it's too much change. You can't deposit this. I'm like, "You're the bank. Where am I supposed to take this?" And she's like, "It's too much change to count." And I was like, "Well, it's not enough to roll." She goes, "Yes, it's not enough to roll." And I said, "Exactly. It's not enough to roll. So you need to take it." And she goes, "No, you need to roll it." I said, "There's not enough to roll. I can't roll it."
She wanted you to take it back.
She wanted me to take it back, save it up until we had enough to roll. But that's not how we're going to do our deposits.
You're the bank.
I can't kept saying, "You're the bank. It's your job." Like, and when she handed it back to me, I said, "I'll count it," and I dumped it out on the counter. And I was frustrated. I'm like, "I'll count it." And her face got really big. She's like, "Oh my." And I start counting. In like less than 60 seconds, I had it all counted. Nice little stacks for her. I said, "Here's 12 toonies." And I spoke down to her. It wasn't very nice. It wasn't very good of me. "Here's 6 loonies." Here, I spoke in that way. "Here's 20 dimes." And I gave her all the, and she's like, "Well, this time I'll do it." And I said, "Is this a new policy? Like, are you not taking change anymore? Are you not taking money? This is the bank, right?" And I'm looking around.
You're getting upset again, aren't you?
I'm getting mad just thinking about it. It was just frustrating because I was doing her job. And she goes, "Well, this time I'll do it." I said, "No, every time you'll do it." And I usually don't speak that way. I'm like, "No, every time you'll do it." And she's like, "Well," and I said, "Is there someone I should speak to? Is there a manager?" And he was on a conference call, and I waited around. I waited around for half an hour to talk to a manager just because I thought maybe she didn't know how to count or how to take money. Like, anyways, that was a frustrating thing because for a year, a year, I've been taking deposits to the bank. And there's been no trouble.
Right, you're
with
careful
change.
to roll it if there's enough for you
if
to
there's
roll.
enough to roll, we roll it. Tina rolls it, but there was not enough this time. And all the other tellers are fine. They dump it out. They count it. They take it, and they happily take our money. For some reason, this woman did not want to take my money. Like, I actually asked her, "Where else am I supposed to take it?"
Yeah. So
anyways,
that's the bank story. You guys don't want to just have change hanging around until that's what. Anyways, so there's the bank story.
It was ridiculous. Not a very exciting bank story, but I got very frustrated and very excited about it. So.
Yeah, at dinner time, he was telling us the story.
Oh, man, that was my day.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was worth waiting a week to hear, but
probably not.
Anyways, so
now I know how to pronounce Darren's name.
It rhymes with Karen.
Oh. Exactly. So I took off my mask. No.
Anyways, bank story. So Lily did some fun announcements for us today. Thank you, Lily. She always does a great job. Yep. And she was reminding us that tomorrow, March 8th, is the deadline to get your Kids Zone, your kids spring break fun pack.
Yes.
But you need to go to the website, Kingsway website, and because you have to make a few decisions about what you want in that pack. It's customizable. So
that's right. Those glasses, I want some of those.
Yeah.
They're great. That was really good. Thanks, Lily, for doing that.
Yeah.
And I appreciated the prayer for us, and I appreciated the worship time with Lonnie and Eddie, and it was just good to gather together today.
So that's tomorrow, and some people are saying March 8th is also International Women's Day.
Yeah,
we get one day. Yay!
Sorry. More than enough. Oh dear.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I know.
I like your little rabbit trail. Seems to be a theme. We're doing a little rabbit trail each week.
Yeah. Well, I had more written. I had more written about single people.
Oh.
I had because the church hasn't done well with single people. And I had more written where a husband or wife does not complete a person. Only Jesus Christ completes a person. Yes. And so sometimes we elevate marriage in this way that is probably not very healthy, because if marriage was the way to complete a person, there would never be divorce, right? Like there would never be anything wrong because it's just marriage. But it's not true. It's Jesus who completes a person.
That's
right. And yes, great. We should be joined, and there should be people getting married, and that's wonderful for that. But it doesn't mean singleness is less than. Because Jesus completes us.
Jesus completes us.
Anyways, and I had all that written. I'm like, I'm not going to say that this week. It's two rabbit trails, too long.
We
rabbit
only
trails.
need,
But I'll say it in the live chat. So there you go.
There you go.
You take that.
Yeah.
Take it to the bank, but not my bank. They won't take it.
Awesome. So, anything else we need to talk about? Meet the Need. Go to the website. You'll see Meet the Need there. And and Lily talked about tea with D&B.
We've had tea with a few people already. So
it's been great.
We've got a few more set up for this week.
Yeah.
If you'd like to chat with us, for a few minutes, just to touch base, really.
Yeah, just how's it going? What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know, anything.
Yeah.
Anything. But we're still available for that anytime.
For sure.
So I'm just looking at my list here. We talked about tea time. We talked about the kids. We talked about Meet the Need. We talked about how to fix our time. We'll have to look at. We'll go back.
Our TV.
We'll go back and look through the comments after this and see if maybe something like that
Google location
will help us. And we're still praying. You can join us in prayer. If you get the info sheet, there'll be reminders there about who we're praying for Grenna, for Lottie, and
for sure
Victoria.
Keep praying.
Yeah, and Tim and others as well. So
yeah, for sure.
Chris asked, does anyone remember what Tanakh is?
Oh, Torah and Nak.
Nevi'im and Ketuvim, and that's the Torah, the books of the law, the prophets, and the writings. And pretty cool.
Tanakh. That was a good.
Chris got it.
Good rabbit trail.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like that one.
So, what's up, everybody? We were talking about comfort foods this morning. Well, we were talking about something else, but we kind of
turned into a conversation before the service started.
So I was just thinking, what are your comfort foods? It's kind of a bit of a rainy-ish day out there. Before we go, I was wondering what people's comfort foods are. Like if you're not feeling great, or if you're feeling a little down, or you just want to feel like home, what would be the food where you'd say like, oh, that makes me just feel warm and cozy? And do you have a comfort food?
I don't know. Grilled cheese sandwiches on white bread.
Yes,
that would be.
We don't often have white bread.
That would be a comfort food. From my childhood or whatever. And we were talking about it because Pastor Barry was up with us for the service there, and he mentioned a lot of comfort foods are like the poor foods because it's what you had when you were young or when you.
It's like what was available.
The only things available.
Make it work. You know.
He was mentioning pierogies. We love pierogies, but he said, all they had were potatoes and
where it all started is I was telling Lily about a recipe I saw for pierogies with Brussels sprouts and kimchi, like a sheet pan recipe. And we were like, oh, we should try it. And my dad was like, pierogies are probably like kind of like a poor person's food from their. They just used what they had in the house and
ate what they had. But it becomes a comfort food because that's what we remember from him.
Oh, Christopher says all his comfort foods are things he can no longer eat.
Yeah. He's not comfortable anymore.
Rose homemade mac and cheese.
African
shepherd's
stew.
pie. Oh, African stew.
Shepherd's pie.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Meatloaf and mashed potatoes.
Oh, man, that's good too. Yeah.
Crepes are a comfort food. Yes.
They're good.
That's how wings started. Fresh bannock. Yeah, I like. I think mac and cheese. Is one of them.
Comfort food.
Wonton noodle soup. Oh, fresh bannock. Yeah, that
often a
sounds good.
Soup is a comfort food. Feels like.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday meal, for us. Whatever, Mom would make soup. Cheesecake. That's a comfort food.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Don't get too comfortable.
Lasagna.
That's great. Lasagna. Yeah. His exact.
Oh yeah, his was most foods come out of depression. Yeah. He did start with that.
The depression. Not out of depression, but the depression.
Mama allows chow mein noodles. When we can start having potlucks again, I don't know if we'll ever be able to start having potlucks. We should have a comfort
2025
potlucks. Bring your comfort food because in our church, we have people from many different cultures.
So different cultures.
So
that would be wonderful.
Comfort foods of those cultures would be really.
That's what I miss about our Christmas gathering or some of our holiday times. Our different ethnic groups would make the food, and it's just so good and so different from what I'm used to, and it's wonderful. So we miss that. We miss you. We miss that.
Oh, grilled cheese and tomato and brown, and says, jollof rice. Ola says
Okay.
And Clovers, we got another cheesecake and tuxedo cake.
Tuxedo cake.
That's good.
I like that.
Yeah. That's good.
You know, caviar, comfort food.
Oh yeah, and Chris.
Lobster.
Yeah, Chris prefers the brown bread as well. He thinks white bread is gummy.
Gummy bread.
Yeah, well, I love a bunch of sourdough mixes by the time we're about to get back together.
We'll have lots of sourdough going on.
So,
I think that's our live chat for today. We're glad to connect with you. Keep reading in Genesis. You should be, we're past around Genesis 15 or so right now, I think. So
13. I think we'll start at 14 tomorrow.
14 tomorrow. So it's we're past the first kind of chunk of Genesis where God is kind of talking about the world, and then he zeroes in on Abram and his family for the rest of Genesis. And there's some really great stories. I love the Joseph story. It's like my favorite story in the Bible.
Near the end of Genesis,
it's wonderful, and the setup to that is all really good. So interesting stuff, and it'll raise a lot of questions. So be talking to people around you. Be talking to others as we read through Genesis.
Yeah, we'll try and send out some resources every once in a while that might start conversations or start discussions. And Steve says ugali with kale
and beef stew.
Oh,
Kenyan dish.
That sounds so good.
Sounds good. I know.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
It's lunchtime. Yeah. My mom's sourdough. Noodles, Mary says. Yeah, noodles. Barkerville
sourdough. Oh, yeah.
Huh.
That all sounds so good.
Like a BC original.
Yeah. If there's any prayer needs that you have that you would like the whole church to be praying for, just let us know. We can put it in our info sheet, which goes out on Sunday mornings through Telegram. We can also put it on our prayer group in Facebook. So just reach out to the church email or to Darren or I personally, our emails, info@KingswayFoursquare.
Yeah, let us know if you are okay with other people praying about it.
Right, yeah.
We don't mind praying for things that you don't want everyone to pray for. We're happy to do that. But we'd also love to let others know about it if you're okay with that. So let us know.
So before we go, why don't you want to just say a prayer for a blessing over people before we eat our sourdough? Before we eat our comfort foods for Sunday afternoon. Yeah.
Lord, we thank you for your hand on our lives. We thank you that you care for us. You love us. And I pray a blessing over the Kingsway Foursquare Church in Burnaby, not the building, but the people. I pray a blessing on the people, Lord, that they would know your grace today, that they would know your hope today. They would know your forgiveness. They would know your presence so clear with them and obvious with them. And that going through this week, they would put you first, focus on you, and listen to you as you lead them and guide them. I thank you that you're leading us, and we trust you. We want to trust you and love you back. Help us to do that. Fill us with your spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Well, guys, we love you.
Ooh, ice cream. Yeah.
Someone said ice cream. Yeah.
Shaw said ice cream. Yeah.
The comfort foods. They are generally the things that we shouldn't have very often. But that's okay. We can make room for a bit of comfort every once in a while.
Yep.
We love you guys, and we're so privileged to do life with you as the Kingsway Church family. Reach out if you have any needs or just want to connect. We can do a Zoom 15-minute tea time if you want. So have a great afternoon. Bye.